I'm at the prestigious Aston University in Birmingham at the business school, and with me is a very distinguished panel of experts, Mr. Pawan Budhwar, Professor Pawan Budhwar, who is a professor in the business school here and has very kindly hosted this meeting. Dipak from the Birmingham, from the Institute of Asian Businesses and also the Birmingham Chamber of Commerce, and Wouhra from a very successful and large independent family business, East End Food. Welcome everyone, and thank you very much for your time. First of all, Jason, tell me, you are at the front end, you're doing the business, and your family is a very well-established family in this area. What role has culture played in the success of your business?
I think culture is central to the success. If you look at the family unity in Asian families, we're five brothers who established the business, is now 5 families. And over the years, you know, that the cultural aspect, unity, humility, religion, faith, has played a big part in the success of the business.
And what role has Birmingham played in the success? The chemistry of Birmingham, the vitality of Birmingham, the cultural mix?
The diversity of the city is very important, obviously, because we're in Indian food products. So the various communities, be it Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi communities, are very strong in the city. So that actually has helped us. In fact, we moved from Wolverhampton in the late 70s, which was also a growing Asian population city, into Birmingham for that reason, because to take advantage of this broader base of consumers.
Fantastic. So you clearly seem to have broken the glass ceiling, as they say. I mean, by building such a multi-million-pound successful business, you are part of Britain, part of British commercial life. But Dipak, you said that there has traditionally been a glass ceiling in the city of Birmingham, but the Asians have found their way around it. I mean, what is your experience? What do you see as in the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah. The beauty of Birmingham as UK's second city is that it is multi-faith and multicultural. There are diverse communities within Birmingham present, and Birmingham's always welcomed overseas visitors from whichever part of the world they're from. Now, particularly the Asian community, they are the largest of the minority ethnic groups that reside within Birmingham. In the past, they have found going into the professions and rising within those professions, there'd be a position beyond which they would find it very, very difficult to rise. So traditionally, the aspect has been that they would set up their own business, and setting up their own business, they would then be masters of their own destiny. And accepting the challenges of long hours, hard work is something that they took into their fold. So therefore, at present moment in time, of all the minority ethnic businesses, the vast majority are those from the South Asian communities, and in various parts of inner city Birmingham, they are the majority. They're the ones that keep those social fabric of individuals, of local businesses, local economy going.
As a teacher on international business and diversity, what role does culture play in your teaching and research?
I think so. We can tackle this from different angles. Let's start with students. Who are our students? If we look at within Birmingham, where lots of our home students are coming from, so the mix is so diverse of the students, and it's important to understand their needs. Let me take a small example which perhaps is worth quoting. I used to teach a class of 300 plus to our first year students, and slowly the number of Muslim students on that particular class increased. That class used to be on every Friday from 12 to 2, and that's where we have the Friday prayer time. And the students used to leave at 1 o'clock irrespective of what I tell them. And there was a request from students, can we really honor that request and somehow move that particular lecture ahead apart from those 2 hours? And we realize that it's not a big demand, but it's so important for those specific students, for their belief, faith, and so on. So I think so. Respecting, honoring, valuing diverse values which are coming from different cultural background, maybe students, but also staff members. If we take within the business school, we are so proud. Almost 40% of our staff members, they are outside the United Kingdom. And if you look at international students, then almost 60+% of our postgraduate students are coming from overseas. So culture certainly is so important, and I generally share it with my students. It forms the real important context. If you can't understand the context, and if you try to work outside the context, and if you try to ignore that cultural context, then it will not sensible. You might be misleading things, and you will not be able to deliver in the best possible way. So if we understand these cultural diversities and so on, and then try to deal with specifics, maybe students, maybe education, maybe executive education, maybe training, dealing with clients, and so on, then it will be really, really sensible.
Wow. So what you're saying is that in terms of the Asian business success, all of you, I can see that culture has played a critical role, especially the values of family and community. And they seem to have a kind of almost, it's in their DNA, business is in the DNA. They seem to have a commercial instinct, and they bring that to whatever they do, and are willing to take risks, and are willing to work very hard, and are very enterprising by almost by nature, you know. And of course the fact that they have a close family means that they have a tremendous resource they can tap into, that is reliable, that is trustworthy, and on which they can use that to build upon. Perhaps, what do you think about this barrier between kind of the traditional form of business and then the professional form of business? That, you know, like if you think of the Tesco and the corner shop, there is a difference between how Tesco is run and how the corner shop is run. How do you feel the community is doing in shifting its mindset from the corner shop to a management mindset, where they have to hire managers and have to manage a business professionally? May I start with you? Do you run your business professionally, Jason?
Yeah, I mean our business is about 120 million turnover now, 300 employees. We've just bought a new site, the old HP factory site, which we're redeveloping now. That will add another 300 employees to the workforce. But in fact, the analogy that you used with Tesco and the corner shop, I actually trade in this arena. And what we have found actually is that people are professionalising their business, whether it be an SME, a larger business, or even a simple corner shop, because they have to. You know, that's the bottom line. Competitiveness will bring along the hunger and the need for improvement. So this is already happening, and people are moving with the times. The other thing we're finding maybe is the old shopkeepers might not have the succession of their younger generation, because the younger generation are educated, they go into professional field, be it doctors, lawyers, whatever. So that may be a bit of an issue, but in terms of the business people, Asian business people are keeping ahead of the times.
That's really lovely to hear. Can I now sum up on the theme of leadership and business? You know, leadership is what is needed, especially during difficult times, and we are as an economy going through a difficult patch, but we are also having difficult social problems and emotional problems in the society here in Britain. If I were to ask you, what kind of leadership are you providing through the work that you do to build a better Britain, whether it is through education, whether it is through trade and commerce, or whether it is through enterprise, then can you give us some gems of leadership that you are providing to help build a better Britain? Professor Budhwar?
I think so. It's awareness, understanding, and respect. empathy. These are the few aspects of leadership I believe are so important. And if these things happen, then I believe so other things will follow. So we are trying hard when we develop the next generation of managers at this place. We have massive modules on leadership. Within these, we ensure sustainability, ethics, cross-cultural awareness, cross-cultural communication, and respect. These form the foundations of our leadership program. That's what we believe is so important, which will really help the forthcoming managers to stand out and be better managers.
Fantastic. Dipak, in the Chamber of Commerce, are ideas of Asian approach to leadership trickling to other cultures and
They are indeed. I think it's largely based on family values that they see, and say the mainstream see as unique to us. Very strong aspects of one's religion, whether it's Hindu, Sikh, or Muslim, and also the way that we're much more accommodating in being able to look at challenges. In other words, putting very hard work and effort into succeeding. In terms of leadership, that what we're doing as the IB as part of the Birmingham Commerce and Industry, I can pick up two examples of leadership where we try to provide that answer. Firstly, for individuals who want to aspire to positions of higher business or social status, then we have a committee of which Mr. Joseph Wills is a long-standing member, and which gives them an opportunity to look at other posts within the city, whether it's the private or in the public sector, whether it's government of schools or non-executive director of NHS hospitals or government of charities, and those organisations quite often come to us for individuals to put on those. So there's an individual element of the aspects of looking at leadership qualities outside of the IB. In addition to that, as an organisation, we get involved in initiatives which show the good things, social inclusion. And a clear example I can think of very recently is that of Islamic Awareness Week, which received public funding to raise the positive aspects of Islam. And we as an IB, as a Chamber of Commerce, we are very supportive of that whole week's activities, so that the wider community, both within our Indian and Asian communities, or non-Muslim, but also more importantly mainstream, about how social integration will come about. So those are two examples I can think of in terms of
I think from a business context, we need to lead by example, finding the right people and giving them the chance to succeed, because that's what elevates us as a business. You know, the quality of people we have, the chances we give them, and if there is a hunger and a drive to succeed, I don't think there can be any better, to help people along.